I think that Army Genius might consider going for the last pick, Zeus. It seems like that might be the hero that you want. Firstly, it works really good with the Witch Doctor Maledict. Chronosphere is like it gives you lockdown. You get extra damage. The Nimbus there is also really good. You want that percentage damage. You're up against Primal Beast and Bristleback, so percentage damage feels really good in this sort of game. So I would say that Zeus might be the best pick for Army Geniuses in the end.
Do you still build up the early shard on the Zeus? Because I've seen a couple of times where the Zeus has gone straight into the E-Blade. Or do you want to be building up into the shard, Aghanim's Scepter combo? What is it that the Zeus would have wanted in this game?
Shard.
Yeah,
I think because that's where you get the percentage damage. You have to get the shards. So without it, it's like Primal Beast, like the 9% or like was it like 8% damage from the shard is more than the whatever the spell does itself. Like that's where the damage comes from. They banned Invoker, which is one part of the big combo with the Faceless Void. Zeus is still in the pool, but I'm wondering now if they're going to consider banning it. If not, you might need to get something with a break because that's why I think RPGs. You might want to go something that has a break, maybe like Kunkka with a Silver Edge, but that's awkward because you have to farm it.
Yeah.
Viper's also banned. That's a free break that's gone. So RPGs I do feel like Zeus is their best pick, but I don't know if that's a pick where I feel amazing about because then you have Techies, Witch Doctor, as well as Zeus, all backlines like heroes. Marcy can jump in, but she's a core Marcy. It's an odd pick. I mean, I feel like Zeus is good, but also feels like RMGs have been in a corner right now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what else might want to build into a Silver Edge to try and deal with the Bristleback. Or, I mean, you could go for Timbersaw. I don't know. Timbersaw's not bad. It's not awful.
Not bad for sure. It gives you that front line as well. It's good against like 2 strength heroes. Lich and Enchantress just melt to the burst damage. I like the Timbersaw, but I imagine that we're picking in your dreams hero. So Timbersaw mid is fine. They don't have last pick. Execration could counter that pretty decently though.
Yeah.
I'm excited if they consider going for the OD for Execration. It's solid hero, especially if you're up against the Timbersaw. You get the pure damage, great against the Chronosphere, and Zeus does get banned out. I like this by Execration. I felt like Zeus was gonna bring the Army Geniuses draft together. Their pick here, what are they gonna go with? Timbersaw I like the Kunkka with a Silver Edge, but that farm is gonna take some time.
Yeah. And
Panko there. Alright, there you go. That's the one. It turns out you're right, my friend.
Okay. Execration, I guess, ban out their own counter to this. So the Pango does come out. It's going to be... the only problem for me is you've got 3 melee cores coming into a Lich. Yeah, Chronosphere is going to be nice, but you're going to be dealing with... Because the Bristleback probably goes for Vanguard into Ags with maybe a BKB in there somewhere. So he's going to be putting out that AoE Nasal Goo. The Primal Beast with the Pulverize as well. Like I say, it's just... Faceless Void has to get, I think... Army Genius have to be looking for the engagement of this. They need to be the ones getting the jump on, and they need to be getting good Chronospheres pretty much every single fight. Otherwise, Execration, they have some great ways to deal with the front line, I think, with these heroes that they've got here.
This last book for Execration with Bob on the Ember Spirit, but I understand what you mean, right? It's like you get so much more value out of the Bristleback Aghanim Scepter when you are actually getting those 3-4-man Nasal Goose cast every time. And you are going to be getting that because you're up against these 3 melee cores. And it's not like you're only slowing down 3 heroes. You're throwing out the 3 most important heroes on Army Genius draft. And also Marcy as Womi and Indian Dream, they're doing nothing inside the Chronosphere. What are you going to get? Maybe a Swashbuckle? That's not much to have inside the Chronosphere. So a lot of them is going to come up from the sports, might be dead. Interesting draft from Army Genius. I don't know if I favor them. The Faceless Void is such a big equalizer. You can be so behind. Faceless Void is just a 1 versus 1v5 carry. Not in terms of his damage, but he just does so much with one Chronosphere, takes out some person. On the other side, Execration, quite mobile with Ember Spirit and very tanky with the Bristleback and the Primal Beast. And like you said, the Army Genius' damage inside the Chronosphere, not amazing. It's just the Witch Doctor and Techies. It's good damage. I don't want to mix it because I said it was good damage earlier. I do believe it's good damage, but I don't know if it's good to kill Bristleback Primal Beast damage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Again, so you're going to be relying maybe on the Witch Doctor for the Maledict damage onto the Bristleback to try and deal with the hero that way. Trying to tick him down, chunk him down as much as possible that way. I wouldn't mind seeing the Witch Doctor build the Spirit Vessel, but I was just thinking who else could build it though. Because you don't really see it on the Pangolier. Faceless Void doesn't want to be going for it. Marcy wants the BKB Basher. Yeah. So between either the Techies or the Witch Doctor, I'd like to see a Spirit Vessel come out, but it is one of those items. It's going to be super expensive for a support to try and get.
Yeah, it's not like the old days, where you're like, oh, okay, the sports gets like nowadays you either get it very early or you just don't get it, because if you get it like by the time a support gets it, the enemy team already has BKB on the guy.
Yeah.
They already have ways to remove it. So both teams kind of really benefit from a Spirit Vessel. On Execration side, you want to get it because Faceless Void. You got to get it because Marcy, she doesn't get the free Dispel from Unleash anymore, so it's it's really good. Oh, well, Norman, he's gonna be okay. On RMG says you want to get it because you're up against high health heroes with heals from Enchantress, like Bristleback as well as Primal Beast. Just being able to remove that health percentage-wise is just insane. So both people want to get it, and Palos, he's talking, he's saying some things.
It looks like they were having a bit of fun in the lobby as well between themselves. So both teams, they're on friendly terms. They're having a bit of fun, and that's kind of where you can go in these games, because it's not TI just yet. You can, while the players are going to take these games seriously, they can still have a bit of fun. Throwing the inflatable between themselves as well.
The gauntlet. No. I expect every single one of my professional matches to be a do or die for the two teams.
Oh yeah, this is serious business. Yeah.
Yes, this is the group stage of the BTS Pro Series, very early on as well. So yeah, I'm glad. It's nice to see the teams having fun. Execration, they're definitely going to be having fun with the bounty and advantage. Well, only Norman was able to get one for his team. So, okay, DB, he actually time walks in. And Varesh is nice coconuts there. Gonna be able to stop any sort of aggression. But this is a nice rumble the jungle we got going on.
Yeah, and Tino Shank's not shying away from this. Like I say, they know the DB's picked up that time walk, so it's going to be on a long cooldown. They can throw her ass out here. And in the lane, so we've already got the Witch Doctor. We've seen the cast that was picked up.
Yes.
So this is going to be some decent control, because I think the Primal Beast and Enchantress, they're not going to be too far away from each other, but Shanks, every, 6 seconds at level 1, is going to be able to throw out one of these impetuses and do a lot of damage back to the Witch Doctor. And
yes,
so there is going to be a decent amount of damage trade in this lane.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe one of the supports, because Varesh might be the most susceptible person. Enchantress will probably have the heal, which makes it pretty hard. Tino is just insanely hard to kill down because he's oh my god, look at the Varesh. Holy crap, did you just... Varesh almost he's got balls, this guy. I mean, he's very brave. I don't know if I was about to say that, but he actually keeps the Fairy Fire, doesn't use it, and he barely lives. And my god, Varesh is really suffering.
Yeah, he's playing on the edge here. The right clicks, he's going to try and get in with the cast, just so DB can try and do something. Look at this. What's he got? 20 health he went down to there. He's regenerating up with the Tango, but one more impetus strike. He's just trying to play in the shadows where he can. Just keeping himself from vision. But if Shanks sees him, okay, he's healed up with the Tango. He's back to, I can't say a decent amount of health, but he's out of the kill range. Meanwhile, look at this, the mid lane. In Your Dreams just pushing right up into Bob.
It's not much of a lane advantage. It's 9-1 to the 8-0, so Bob is doing relatively fine. And both of them want to reach level 6. Both of them want to start rotating, just creating so much space here. And I mean, I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time not looking bottom. Every time I look versus low HP, Shaq's like, I'm gonna get you. And then he's like, oh, look at that. See, another one. Once he reaches level 3 on Shags, I think Varesh's lane is just done at that point. Meanwhile, though, top lane looks like it's just fine. Palos is not getting as much CS as he'd like. Marcy's doing a really good job here. Yeah,
and the techies as well. Anytime these are stacked up, he's like this. He's just getting into trying to interrupt, just push the lane right back into Womi's favor. And Palos, so he's gone for. He doesn't think he's going to be taking too much damage, so he's actually gone for the nasal goo at level 2. He's got the. But that's a massive mana sink coming out for Palos. Yeah, that you don't really have to expend on the early Bristleback.
think he's got he'll have a soul ring very soon. That'll help. But he's actually just holding on to his gold, not buying the soul ring. By the way, I like what Shanks does. He goes and he gets the kobold that gives him extra GPM for him and Tino, just like extra 20 gold per minute. For why not, right? It's like it feels like a little bit. There's not passive lay, but they're like we're not gonna be able to get many kills, so might as well just benefit from the extra gold. It's not bad. It's 40 gold for your team per minute.
Yeah, and again, the impetus is coming out with the charge. Does he have the trample as well? That's going to be the first blood. Tino, really good setup here as well. DB has to use that time walk underneath the tier 1 tower. But again, now that they know that's on cooldown for the next 20 seconds or so, Tino, he's got the tramp to come back out. He can get aggressive. There's going to be clarity here on Shank, so he's going to be able to throw the impetuses out. Bob in the mid lane takes down In Your Dream.
Ooh, that is very unfortunate right now. Because you definitely will want this Pangolin to make space. In between, like, Chronospheres, Pangolin is tired of your big playmaker, him and the Marcy. And the fact that he dies this early on, and maybe Bob is going to reach that level 6 a lot sooner.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a problem for Army Geniuses right now. You might not have that tempo you need in that 6-7 minute mark.
Yeah, and Bob's going to get free reign as well to just get the heals up from the bottle. And it's not real. There's no real advantage coming out from that from In Your Dream. You know, he uses the charges after using a swashbuckle, so he's going to get a little bit of mana back, but he doesn't get the. Like, a lot of pros say health is a resource. So
yes.
If you're not getting that free, you know, you having to use a bolt charge just to get mana back, and you're not expending that health before the water rune goes in, you are missing out on that. What could have been some getting up in Bob's face and getting some harass off, and using that health as the resource.
Exactly, right? It's like, yeah, I want to use the resource. I want it to be full all the time. It's like when you get a lot of mana, like you see someone with a lot of mana regen and they're not using their mana. Oh, bottom lane, DB just taking the hits. I mean, he didn't even have time to time walk.
No, it was just an immediate charge into the trample coming through from the Primal Beast, and the Onslaught, like say, just point blanked it, and there was nothing that the Faceless could do there. And yeah, like you say, he couldn't even get the time walk off to get his health back. Mid lane. Oh, Bob's being chased down. He's had to use that Fairy Fire. He's got the Flame Guard. Slight Fist comes out. In Your Dream, though. Now, what's he going to do? He empties his boss out, but Ember Spirit, he's got that, you know, he can do it. The Kunkka can do it. He just sends himself back to base. It will cost him a Remnant, but he's going to be able to heal himself straight back up. Come back to the lane. So, a Remnant and a health, a TP scroll for full health. That's not a bad trade at all.
Puck can do that nowadays as well because the illusion orb is slower. Oh, that looks like Vincenzo is going to be losing his life. But yeah, Puck as well can do that. You can just... oh, Palos, are you going to be okay, buddy?
Easy going to get some solid. There's going to be another Sticky Bomb comes through sidekick as well. And Norman gets himself a double kill.
Army Jesus, we're getting on the board with that. Much needed after what was like Execration was just running away with the lanes. So good on them for that. But yeah, Puck can also do that. If you lose your orb, you can teleport back to base, and then you can jaunt back in time. Because the illusion orb is a lot slower. It has to travel a certain amount of distance before it expires. So being slower means that you have it for longer.
Yeah.
TB.
Gets the Sleight of Fist, gets the kill. It's the Sticky Bomb came out, but Bob is not really fussed about that. Again, level 7 on him, so he is going to have the True Remnants if he maybe wants to try and make a dive onto In Your Dream. But In Your Dream does have that Rolling Thunder, so he should be able to get himself away if he's going to be in too much trouble. No, Slight Fist, Searing Chains. In Your Dream gets slow. Rotation in from Shanks now as well. What's he going to be able to do? There is going to be a Remnant that he just TPs himself out, and I think he's going to be going back for mana now as well. Again, the Rolling Thunder. Sticky Bomb this time. There is going to be a really nice dive in from the techies, so Nanan gets himself back on the board with the kills.
And is Bob going to go for more? It's kind of risky to go against these two next to the tower. And it looks like he's just going to put the remnants. He's going to be safe. And yeah, well, it felt like a pretty dominant lane. Oh, he's going for it.
Is he diving out? I was taking a look at the bottom lane though, because it looks like the Primal Beast underneath the tier 1 tower. He gets that Remnant off. Oh, he doesn't have the damage to take down the techies. He does dive back, but the cast goes bouncing as well. So he could have put himself in danger here. Bottom lane, DB. There's going to be the trample coming through. Impetus as well, but the charge straight after that time walk. So the damage just keeps coming through from Tino. There is going to be a bash coming through from the Faceless Void, but is it going to be enough? He's trying to do what he can with the uproar. One more right click. He claims the kill, and Shanks gets that immediate revenge.
Okay, it may not be at Arcana level, but that guy's definitely got some battle pass levels. He has definitely got some battle pass levels. That, what, like, damn. He went up 2 versus 1. Shanks, is he going to be in trouble? Probably.
Yeah, the Maledict into the swashbuckle. The shield crash comes out, and Shanks, he doesn't have any nature's attendants to heal him up. Bob does get a kill. He's on a killing spree. Top lane, they might be able to go to Palace. He's going to be able to get the Unleash off here, Womi. And I don't think yeah, it's only the 1 point into the bristleback, so from the bristleback, so it's not the most survivability in the world, that damage reduction, and Womi just runs over him.
And then and they also were able to kill techies in the mid lane though for Execration. So kills happening all over the map, and I like that. You know, we had a bit of a quiet game in the previous series, but oh my God, Varesh is Varesh gonna fall?
Oh, he might do, but is the stun going to be enough for the roll? It's not. Bob does get the kill, and now he's pushed up onto the high ground. No remnant for the next 5 seconds, so he just has to dive 2 or 1 further away.
By the way, Tino's got the Urn of Shadows. I don't know if he's going to be the Vessel Maker. It doesn't seem like just going to go for the casual Urn. You know, it gives you a decent amount of mana as well as that charges really helps when you're killing. Oh,
he's going to be able to get techies. No level 6 here on Tino. Well, he picked it up after the kill, but there wasn't a pulverize there to keep him locked down. But they still get the kill. Bob does claim the last hit. Yeah, is anyone on the side of Army Geniuses going for a Vessel? I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. Doesn't seem like it. DB might be going for a Hand of Mice on the Faceless Void, so he believes that he's going to have time to get a benefit out of this. So it's going to be a lot of work for Army Genius to make space for this for the Faceless Void.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, he's got the Glove of Face. That's going to be nice for the extra attack speed that's going to help him get the bashes out. But I think if Execration see this and they start to get aggressive, you know, they can really ruin DB's day.
I mean, even then, it's like even if he shows up and he just Chronospheres, like you need a couple items. You know, we're seeing. Oh, speaking of DB,
Pulverize comes up. Is it going to be enough damage though? He's got the time walk away.
Well, unfortunately, he does lose a lot of health out of that. And Shanks is here. It's max out time. We're on the top lane though. Palos, he's suffering as well too. The carries in both teams just really having a hard time.
Yeah, the Unleash came out from the Marty, the sidekick there as well. He's got that Orb of Corrosion that deals with the extra armor that effectively, you know, deals with the damage reduction that comes out from the Bristleback and Womi. They unleash the sidekick, 4 points into the sidekick, and he just runs through the Bristleback.
Both carries kind of suffering, but I think if you're on Magicians, you're kind of okay with that because no matter what, Chronosphere is always good. You know, just land a good Chronosphere. That's all you really need. Witch Doctor, if he reaches level 6 here, he could go for a pretty big kill. And he's very close. By the way, with Death Ward's damage is insane. 90 damage at level 1, by the way. It's not like just 9, it's like 4 hits, so something like, what, 360 damage per hit? Per second, sorry. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
He might actually be able to kill Tino if he can get this level 6. He really wants it.
Oh, he'd have to get off a really good cask, otherwise Tino, I think, just charges away.
Battle pass level. I look at this guy. The casks. The top lane though. We might have a rumble here. RC, Wami, is he okay?
Womi's going to be able to get the rebound off onto Narman. Narman was waiting just out of range. Now the chase comes out. Palos trying to do what he can with an Azel Goo, but there is going to be the bounce away here from Narman. He does get that dive, but it does put it on a 30-second, 36-second cooldown here on the blast off. Meanwhile,
bottom.
Tino's still looking. Yeah, he's going to get the dive in. Was that pulverized? He does have the damage. The casket isn't going to be there in range in time, and it looks like Tino, he might just be able to trample himself out of this. The casket bounces. There's going to be the death one now as well. The casket does bounce back to Tino. Oh, the swashbuckle, the next tick, it will get the kill.
Oh, yeah, that's what you want. I mean, you lose DB, he's 1 in 3, but that's kind of okay. Oh, meanwhile, Nam also goes. Bob, he's going crazy. He's going ham in this game. He's wicked sick. What is he? 7-0. He's agent. What do they call him? James Bond, 007.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got the reverse on, yeah. So he is that. He's got the numbers, the 007. He has got that license to kill going on at the minute, and yeah, how do you kind of, because this, like you said, this is what you want to be doing here as the MBO. You want to be getting those rotations, getting the kills. So how do Army Geniuses then go back to deal with this?
I guess the question is it that bad for Army Geniuses to be a little behind? And I don't believe it really is. Like, we know that they're going to be... I think they know they're going to be behind because they're going for a Faceless Void with a Cross, but they know that they're going to, like, suffer and they're going to need to find some way to recover. So Army Geniuses is kind of okay with what's happening. And they did get a good kill with Varesh on the Primal Beast. Is Execration's Lab stronger than Army Geniuses late game? I don't really think so. I think they might have some damage issues from Army Geniuses, but I think overall they'll be okay. So, like, it's unfortunate that they're 3k behind for Army Geniuses, but the question is that such a big deal? And I'm gonna go with the crazy answer saying no. I don't think it's too bad for RBGs to be just 3k behind at this point.
Okay, but yeah, okay, no, that's fair enough. I was going to say, because you're looking at it, you've got the Ember Spirit that's about, he's 1,000 gold ahead of the Pangolier, so he is hitting that timing a little bit earlier than the Pangolier. But like you say, you've got a Faceless Void that's going to go for the Hand of Midas, so he wants to be taking this game late. You know, he's not really bothered about the early game momentum, I guess. He thinks that they can keep the game going long enough that they can close out Execration before the Execration close out the game early.
Yeah, I mean, look at Execration. They have great tower damage when Bristleback. Oh, Bristleback, is he dead?
He's
there you go.
Yeah, he pops.
I mean, Palos has been really suffering. I was gonna say, like, that's their tower damage is Palos, but he is just having a really tough time. So it's gonna take a while for him to actually sort of get 2 towers hitting them. I say that when he's the 3rd highest net worth in the game, by the way, but you definitely would have preferred the Respect to be quite a bit further ahead at this point.
Oh, it looks like they're going to be able to go on to the Pangolier now as well. The Pulverize comes out and Shanks claims the kill.
Top lane.
Techies, is the bomb going to be enough? It's not. The silence though, there's no follow-up, so Bob doesn't have a TP scroll, but he has remnants if he needs to get away.
Bob DCs after get that kill. That's styling, you know, that's the DC after I kill. They might need DB to throw out a Chronosphere. Like, he's been, what, level 6 for a while? Sorry, he's been level 6. Like, he hit level 6 a while ago. He could have thrown out a couple of Chronospheres to help his team out. Just even a kill on the Enchantress would give them some breathing room. It is position 4 Enchant, sorry. A kill on the Lich would be something for them. So, I like that DB is playing it safe, but I definitely think he needs to consider just getting a Chronosphere on anyone, getting them a kill. Because right now, maybe he's thinking, oh, if I hold on to it, Execration is not going to play aggressive. But they are playing aggressive regardless. You know, you might as well get something out of it.
Yeah, he is going to have this Hand of Midas now as well, so you could see him, he was saving the big Sata there, just to make sure he could use the...
Oh, that's a juicy stack.
Yeah, no, this is really nice. And he did, yeah. So, back for 4 points into the Bristleback here now as well. So this should be, what, another piece of the Aghanims?
Probably the point booster, right? You still have 3 big creeps left, so yeah, definitely gonna get the point booster from this. Definitely. Let me bring out the calculator real quick. Let me just. What? Yes, 25 gold. Okay, I was all right. I was almost there. Almost there.
But he sells the branch, and then that would have been perfect gold. So yeah, absolutely calculated there for Palos to get the optimal gold per stack to get the point booster out.
Mid lane, DB is here, so is Bob. If you can kill Bob, that's insane. He is 8-0-0. If you can just get the kill on Ember Spirit, especially for DB, that puts Army Geniuses right back into in the game. Right now, 4k behind. It is starting to be a little awkward for Army Geniuses, but it's a late game. They of course have the Chronosphere, the big one. You know, the best spell in the game right now.
So I mean, you were saying that you want the Faceless Void to jump out. Is it just jump out, get a chrono off, get a kill, and then go right back to farming? Or
yes,
yeah, okay,
yeah. I mean, it's like when you have a mid Magnus or offlane Magnus. Just go RP anyone. Let's get a kill. Let's just get the spawn cooldown. The downside of that is that if you do that, oh dear God, we're gonna be losing Pangolier here.
Yeah, Pango gets caught out, and I think Bob was a little bit of bait there. Oh, do they have the kills? Trying to swashbuckle off with the sleight of fist. Oh, really nice jump in from the Techies, but the Ember Spirit was away. The Chronosphere is going to be coming out. No, he's going to be able to get a couple of kills from it though. And Lomi on a mega kill streak with a double kill from that fight. So, yeah, they get the Pangolier, but at what cost?
That was huge. And again, they didn't even have to expand the Chronosphere. Oh, Bob. They know where Bob is. This could be the biggest kill of the game if they can get this Chronosphere here. Will they see him? It's right next to him. There you go.
Gonna go for it, yeah. The Death Ward on the edge of it now as well. So Bob, he's gonna go down. And you know what? It's not great, Bob, as he tries to get himself away from this, but there was no Maledict. He's turned up from the cast. Now the Maledict comes out. It's gonna be little ticks. He has to TP. He has to regen. He has to get something. Otherwise, he's gonna go down to the big ticks.
Holy shit. I mean, wow. I can't believe that happened. Firstly, Verish didn't throw the Maledict, and then I was like, they got the damage. Then it doesn't matter what I'm thinking, because it looks like we're going to be losing the Faceless Void here.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't really care.
I thought he would have, because he was low anyway, I thought he would have used the Arcane Rune and then pop bottle heals in between, the little ticks, just to make sure he wasn't taken down, but he just accepts his fate.
I mean, it's a damage per second spell as well, so ticking it, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard either way.
It's 30 damage on the little ticks, and Yeah, okay, this time the Witch Doctor will go down. And it looks like they might try and go for even more. Narman, what's he going to be able to do here? He does drop a bomb. But Tino, yeah, like I say, nearly 2k health, and he's not even got his BKB completed yet. And in fact, the BKB comes out, yeah, just under 2k health, no braces, no soaring, nothing like that. It's going to give him the extra tank in your dream. Whereas that pulverize, he's going to be able to catch him and do the damage now as well. So that's going to be another death on the Pangolier. They catch out Womi. Womi has to pop that BKB. What's he going to try and do with the Unleash? He's trying to get on top of Tino. Tino, though, is going to be slowed down. Can he get himself out of this? The damage to BKB is going to be wearing off. A couple more likely. Sleight of Fist comes through, and the charge Tino gets that kill.
Dude, Tino is styling this game. I mean, I know I said this is his best hero, but he is just making it look like he's making the Primal Beast look absolutely broken. Just now, Womi, he's like, I got the sidekick, I got the Unleash, I got the BKB, and he can't get his hands on anyone to actually hit them to get some life leech going for him. Very unfortunate for them. Our Execration remains 5k gold ahead. Again, it's not too bad for... Oh, well, that's kind of terrible. DB dies. Oh, shit. That's tough for Army Geniuses.
Yeah, 2-5-2 here on the Faceless Void, and it's just... It's not going great for Army Geniuses. We've seen a couple of times, you know, they did have a great fight in that bottom lane, so they pulled it back a little bit. They got a good Chronosphere off again on the Ember Spirit onto Bob, so they did get a really nice pick off onto Bob. But it just seems like you say, this Primal Beast, he's the playmaker in this match at the minute. He's finding all the kills, he's opening up Army Geniuses, he's finding these rotations, and the Pulverize just sets up so well for the rest of the spells that Execration have.
One thing you could at least say that's going... Oh, yeah, Tino's... He's going to go for another kill here. That's a silence on Womi, and... Oh, Execration. Tino forced to pop BKB to dodge damage from In Your Dream. Is he going to be okay? Vincenzo's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Vincenzo... Varus is going to be able to come in. He does get the cask off. It bounces to the Enchantress now as well. The Betrayal as the Death Ward. No, the Voodoo Switcheroo. Not even the full Death Ward there. And they get the kill on Jets. Chronosphere comes out now as well. Can they do the damage? One more right click. DB does pick it up.
On the top lane though, Narman, barely stays alive.
Oh, I thought Bob might have actually, maybe not, because Marcy has the BKB. Unleash was used, but he had the sidekick. He could have gone onto Bob there. I thought Bob might have stuck around to maybe get the kill onto Narman, but yeah, the rest of Army Geniuses were closing in, and it would have been just too great a risk to push on there, and Bob does a sensible thing. Just leaves.
That was quite a moment for Army Geniuses, getting both supports as well as killing Tino. Palos still farming. He does have the Aghanim Scepter. He does have the Vanguards. The standard item build here. He's 1-7 on this Bristleback though. I think he's been a little bit nervous about all the his timing. He's still the most farmed hero, but he hasn't been very effective in team fights. Gonna go for Roshan. Chronosphere is down. They know it's down, but everything else is available. Unleash is gonna be up in 20 seconds.
Yeah, they're just going to try and get themselves into the big Swashbuckle does come out from In Your Dream though, so maybe pushing them away. Palos does get disarmed. Do they want to go for any more from this? Tino, he sees two. Is he going to go straight for the Pulverize? He is. There might be the dive in from Womi. Womi's just going to leave him to his fate here, and Varus, he gets caught out. He gets killed off, and there was nothing else they could do here on the side of Army Geniuses, so yeah, they leave him to die. Silence comes on to the Pangolier. Pango, can he get himself out? I think he was trying to go in for the Rolling Thunder now, but the damage, it just comes through. They're going to be able to get the root off. They're going to be able to take the kill, and In Your Dream just goes down. And Palos, they're just going to go straight back into the Roche pit now, and again with the Aghanims up, he can just pop out the nasal goo onto this Roshan. Oh,
Womi.
They have the catch. They have the trample. Womi has to pop the BKB. Do they have the right click damage? Tino pops his BKB now as well. He has that pulverized. Does he want to go back in on this? The catch comes out. They're going to be able to find out onto the Techies once again. Techies gets rooted. But while this is going on, this is a massive distraction because you can see Roche, he's nearly gone. He's falling.
And it goes down to Palos. At this point, a lot of what I was saying about this Chronosphere being a big game changer, suddenly it's really tough to get the value of that once the enemy team has two lives to use. You know, it's like, oh, you chrono me with your... I don't really care as long as I have a second life that you don't, and you don't have a chrono after that. So Palos, he is dangerous at this point. His fight, you know, like I said, he's not been joining fights, but he is very farmed. He is very scary for if they catch anyone with him. DB? Oh, just time walk. Just time walk.
The blink into the trample, into the charge, the damage. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get himself out of that. If he'd have survived for an extra second, you know, he would have had the time walk again, but the damage, it was just too overwhelming here from Execration, and they get themselves a kill onto the Faceless Void. Mid lane, Bob. Bob's leaving.
It's like, no, that's fine. And yeah, it's it's starting to get a little scary for RMGs. One of the best things that they had going on for them was that Palace wasn't hitting towers. You know, that's like, you look at Execration's draft, I'm sorry, but they don't really have tower hitters until Palos judges. Now that he's here, he's doing 300 damage per hit thanks to the Warpath. You're going to have to get real worried about your buildings. 3-man smoke, DB's up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's got the Chronosphere as well. If you want to try and maybe
No
dive
wall
onto
me, though.
this. Oh, there's going to be a really nice dive in. The Silence comes out. They're going to be able to do what they can. Narman, but again, the Aegis is still there. So Pangolier, Bristleback's going to be taking a lot of damage. The Pangolier does dive in. Tino there as well with the Unleash. The right-click damage coming out from Wormy. He's going to be able to get the kill onto Tino now as well. Palos, he's going to pop one more tick on the Maledict. It's going to be enough to get the Aegis. 5 heroes hanging around. Chronosphere not even needed the Sticky Bomb. They have any follow-up. They're going to be able to get the jump in for the rebound. It's a lot of damage onto the Bristleback. And Bristle, he's just dead. He does get a revenge kill, but Bob! Cask bounces around, but Bob, he gets to dive away. He did have a remnant to jump away to.
Palos is not delivering on the net worth that you're hoping. I mean, the guy is the most farmed hero for like most of the game by significant margin. Yet it doesn't actually seem like it's really giving his team anything. Palos is 2-5-3. He's died a lot this game. DB. This is sort of something we talked about. It's so much easier to play the Faceless Void because just all you have to do is land a good chrono. You got a decent amount of damage coming out from your supports, enough to at least kill one person, and you're fine. You know, you're kind of happy. So I chrono the guy. That's all I really need to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Chronosphere is still there. They didn't need to use it in that last fight, so they can still go for a play if they want to here.
That was just Narman with that 2-man jump in. That was very impressive with this blast off.
And this is where I'd like to see the Bristleback. Yeah, he's going to go back for it. He was going towards the Lotus, but now he's going back for the BKB. And I think this is what he needs. He needs the BKB more than the Lotus. The BKB is just going to be able to let him be so much more effective in these fights and get off. Because, like we saw, he got stunned up, and there was nothing he could do. He just died.
FB. ODB.
Chronosphere. It catches 3 of his teammates, but it's going to be 2 of the enemies, and they get the kills. So Chronos, and that's all that matters, is as long as you catch out as many people as possible on your side or their side. At least that's what I see in my pubs. You know, it doesn't matter, but a good couple of kills coming through from Army Geniuses there.
People is like, I gotta catch them all. You know, I don't really care which side they're on. Okay, but yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like you're saying it didn't matter. He was so low health, but survives thanks to the People's Gift ID. That's 300 health on him. And now he's got the BKB as well. Fresh BKB. It is looking kind of scary for Execration at this point. I mean, I said from the start, Army Geniuses kind of favored the draft a little bit just because of the Faceless Void. The laying stage went in favor of Execration, but not to a gigantic degree. And now I'm thinking Army Geniuses might run away with this game. You know, there might not be a chance for Execration to come back here.
Yeah, and you can see that DB, like you say, he's caught up in net worth. He's, what, 500 gold behind the Bristleback? And he just seems like he's having so much more impact in these fights.
Yes. And when they try to kill him, he gets those couple of time walks off. Those have been such a big game changer. Although, Vincenzo, Varesh.
Yeah, he's going to try and get the dive in, but again, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Bristle's just gone. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Witch Doctor, but that's going to be only, a consolation prize here. Even the Lich goes down. The chase is on. Is he going to be able to get himself away from this? He's not the Dispose. They get the kill onto the Ember Spirit now as well. Enchantress not going to be able to get away, even with a Nature's Attendance, even with a slowdown from the Untouchable. Faceless Void still touches, still gets the kill.
Yes, it's tough. I mean, Tino is still alive. He's going to kill Narman as well, which is nice. I mean, that's just the supports from RBGs is down, but do you really care if your RBGs, they're just going to go mid lane? They might be able to take the tier 2 tower as well. And, you have the Marcy as well as the Faceless Void. So it's plenty of damage between them, especially with the sidekick. And I was like, well, Execration, they glyph. They're just going to walk out there. But for the first time in this entire game, for the very first time since we started, the net worth advantage is in favor of Army Geniuses, and Execration, I'm thinking, what exactly can you do to come back right now?
Yeah, Tino, he might have seen Varus, yes? No, he blinks himself, he's going to be able to get the charge. Down, if he wants to, just charges away.
They have the silence on Enchantress, it's called the Orchid, sorry. And they might be able to lock down Faceless Void long enough with Tino's Primal Beast, sorry, that they could kill DB. Like, that's possible. 2,000 health, it's not that much. They have a good amount of burst damage from Execration. I think that's really the only thing. They have to get the jump. Tino jumps in, catches DB. Well, and that might be their, like, opening. If you can get the Faceless Void off, you can still take a fight on Execration.
Let's see what they want to do here. I mean, Tino's showing in the lane. Maybe his bait. Ember Spirit was behind with the backstab. So was the Lich. Lich is doing some decent warding here now as well on the high ground. But top lane. Varus, does he want to chase onto this? There is going to be the rebound in, but they can't get in range of Palos. And Palos just runs himself away from this, turns himself around. The Maledict's going to be used here. So Palos maybe just waits this one out. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just chases in. The Death Ward goes come through. They're going to be able to get the Unleash coming through now as well. So that extra damage coming through from the Maledict, it's going to take down the Bristleback so much quicker. And he's just straight dead.
Okay, well, that is... Bob's decided thinks, alright, maybe I can actually get something to redeem this fight.
The Maledict, it's off cooldown again. They cut up both of the supports onto this. Vincenzo is just going to pop, and they're even going to be going on. The Rolling Thunder onto the Enchantress was that Swashbuckle to follow up, and in Chronosphere, they even catch up Bob with this Swashbuckle onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit can get himself away. The Pulverize is going to be going onto the Pangolier. The chase forward, they're going to be doing a lot of damage, but this is only going to be, once again, a consolation kill, as it looks like Tino, they're even going to be able to catch out the Enchantress. Anything to stop this TP, cask anything. They get the kill with the bombs, and now Tino, he's going to be the fifth man down.
At this point of the game, it is very difficult. Like, again, Palos dies before the fight even begins, and they're not able to use it. Health is a resource, right? They're not able to use all his durability for themselves because he's falling before the fight even begins. Then DB comes in, great Chronosphere on Ember Spirit, not what we call the Rob Chronosphere, the one where you just have to catch as many people and maybe a creep or two. It's like, now it's a one-man Chronosphere, but it's all you need. Yes, the kill on Bob. And oh, hey, Palos, he's up.
Yeah, the BKB is going to be the drag back here by the Gaze and Faceless Void. He just says, okay, if you want to drag me towards you, I will carry on going towards you. Time lock. Is he going to be able to get off? The time dilation's already used. The other kill onto the Lich. The diving comes again, so the silence onto the Bristleback. And Bristleback, he's going to be locked down. He doesn't have that BKB. He's dead. And again, 34 to 29 at 7k net worth lead. It's swinging in favor of Army Geniuses now.
Bob did such an amazing Bob might be dead.
Oh, what were you saying? Bob just made an amazing misplay there to get caught out and
yes,
killed off.
Yes, he did, sir.
Yeah. And now the Nature's Attendant's not going to be keeping
the
chances alive.
Bob?
It's just not great, Bob. It's not great.
Bob made amazing space this game. I mean, like the fact that he's losing now doesn't really change that he was making insane amounts of space. But his Ember Spirit at 30 minutes against the Faceless Void, against the control command from Pangolier, it is going to catch up to him at some point that he needs the rest of his team. Tino as well played really well. Guy's still 10. It's like 10 and 6 with Tino, 11 and 5 on Bob. Like, if you go back 10 minutes, these guys were like 10 and 0 basically. But they are not, like, they need Palos to do a lot in this fight, and he's not able to do so. BKB is available, he's had for a while, and he's going to go for the Lowe's Orb. Maybe that's going to help, but Army Geniuses, they're just playing this really well. They're playing this insanely. DB had an amazing recovery this game after what looked like a pretty terrible laning stage.
Yeah, and like he said in the draft, and when he was going for that Hand of Midas, right, that if Army Geniuses can keep Execration off them long enough for the Hand of Midas to become cost effective, Faceless Void was just going to run over this game, and he's starting to run over the game. Roshan's going to be up in 5 seconds, so do they have anything in the pit to see this? They have mines, and in fact, if he times this right, in your dream, he's going to see the respawn. The mines pop, they've got themselves a Chronosphere. This timing is absolutely perfect here for Army Geniuses.
I mean, it still comes down to Tino. But he's actually going for Hex, by the way. He's like, I'll jump in, grab the, bash the living daylights out of DB, maybe I'll Hex him after, and that could be enough. It's going to be an Aegis, though, so that's going to be a little bit tougher than the first time around. Like, the timing for Execration is long past. They have to perform out of their minds to get something going right now.
Yeah, and you're going to get... oh, they've caught out the Lich. Lich with the 4-staff trying to TP on the low ground. Was that time lock? Doesn't have it.
Alright, that's solid amount of space, but Shanks is still also in the pool.
Yep, time lock comes out. One first right-click bash onto Shanks. Shanks trying to run himself away. He's got the silence off, but Faceless Void, he's not going to be asked. He's just going to carry on going here. He's even dancing his way towards Shanks, but Shanks healing up there with the Nature's Attendants, and DB, You know, he's got that Aegis, but he wants to be careful with it. He's got the full Melania now, so he finds himself worthy of the power of Thor. And let's see if that's going to be enough to close out the game.
By the way, check out what Shanks is building. He's going Aghanim Scepter on Enchantress. It is a lot of damage. But it's kind of crazy that they're thinking that they need Enchantress to do damage, if that makes sense. They are lacking some of that burst damage right now. They have okay amounts, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill the Faceless Voids. No, they still got 2k. I think they can. I think they can, actually. My bad. But it's interesting to see Enchantress is the one going for the Sproink.
Well, no one else is going to go for it.
That's true. No one else can get the Sproink besides Enchantress. I see what you did there, my friend. But yeah, it's weird to see Enchantress going for the damage.
Yeah.
But it's all on getting the kill on this Faceless Void, so why not, right? Like, you get it in, you get the extra bit of damage from the jump, it's an extra hit, it could make a big difference. And they were, like, a couple times they got DB down so low, but, you know, time walks, full HP. Vincenzo, he's not full HP, though.
Yeah, Vincenzo, the Rolling Thunder was teased there, but they don't commit to that Army Geniuses again. Though, I mean, there was 5 heroes around from Execration. DB was away, the Techies was away, so that would have been a fight that I don't think Army Geniuses wanted to take. So they do just back themselves away from this. And again, they have this Aegis for the next 3 minutes or so, so there's no reason for them to be hasty and committing. Speaking about being hasty and committing here, Lich, he was trying to do some D-Water, but Norman finds me, he gets the kill. He's got himself the E-Blade, and that's just a massive power spike there for the Techies, because everything he puts out, you know, it's just in the magical damage range.
By the way, Tech is the same level as Palos on the Bristleback, so that is also a scary thing to see. It's like the enemy support is basically, he's higher than Tino. He's same as Bob. It's a very unfortunate situation. Tino, what can you do here, man? It's all on you. Nice rock.
Yeah, a lot of lockdown, so they're going to be able to pop this Aegis, but again, now you've got to worry about the Chronosphere, now you've got to worry about, so the backline dive comes in, 3 heroes, so they get the lockdown, Ember Spirit, the Death Ward comes out, it's still bouncing around, he's trying to do what he can on the backlines to try and find the kills, but it's still, Bob, he only picks up Norman, it might cost him his life, it will cost him his life, and now they can chase onto Palos, was at dispose, he's still got it here, but he didn't have the range, but Palos wants to come in, the Chronosphere is available if he wants to go to it, and you can see Faceless Void just hiding himself in the trees, backline, Chronosphere comes out, he only catches onto Tino, but the Lich walks into it now as well, but Palos, he's trying to clean up, they get the kill, and it looks like DB is going to trace onto Vincenzo. Vincenzo with the 4-staff up into the high ground. Shanks trying to do what he can with the Nature's Attendant's heals. And Bristleback, he's tanking, he's surviving, he's going, he's spreading the goo wherever he can. He's bashed up. The bounce doesn't come through from the Chain Frost, though. It comes right back from the Ancients and Palos. Now he's caught up onto that high ground. He has to TP himself down to the low ground. And DB, he wants to run right while this is going on, but the sounds comes out now as well. What can he do? Faceless Void, he's trying to do what he can with the damage, with the bashes, with the kills. He's going to be able to claim all 5 heroes on the side of Execration. And DB, well, if you want to buy back, they can, but again, it looks like DB, he just wants to push into the high ground here. He's going to go onto the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. Fortification is going to be used, but they just carry on going here, just daring Execration to buy back and fight into this.
Amazing move by In Your Dream to RTZ the Bristleback in that fight. You know, that small bounce coming out from his ultimate just pushes him into that cliff. And then he's like stands there impotently like, I want to hit them, but they're all the way down there, and I'm all the way up here, and I'm a melee hero. And Tino, I'm very unfortunate for him. He got the onslaught on DB, but still couldn't able to follow it up with the pulverize right in time. Could have really changed that fight. Maybe kill the Faceless Void, maybe turned around. But all right, there's still one last chance here. Oh, it's going to be a kill, Narman.
How much gold? I mean, you're giving away 1,000 gold on that kill on Norman, so that's quite nice for the side of Execration.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but then again, they're oh, Vincenzo, is he gonna give you gold? I mean, when you're 20k gold ahead, you know, you can afford to give them a couple of crumbs now and then. You know, you gotta be nice.
Yeah, and Faceless Void again. Chronosphere up in 27 seconds. That's how long that last fight lasted. That he's gonna have the Chronosphere back up for in the next 20 seconds to fight once again. And again, if they get the catch out onto Bob, Rolling Thunder's going to be coming in. They get the shield crash now as well. The Death Ward, is that the voodoo switcheroo? I think it's just, yeah, it was. So they're going to have the full Death Ward still if they want to be throwing this out. They get the kill onto the Enchantress. No buyback on these 2 heroes. Womi with the double kill. They want to go even further. The rebound comes out. They've got the Unleash. They've got the Dispose. They've got the lockdown on Palos. The Abyssal Blade. The damage. Palos is just straight dead.
I mean, I've always Bristleback, always very tanky hero. We always say he's very tanky, but not this game, dude. They have been shredding him. And DB, alright, they're gonna try to go for him, but I don't think it's gonna result in anything.
Yeah, the Lotus Storm came out just at the right time, so he was hexing at Tino, and this is just going to be the death of him. The bash comes out, the time walk forward, just on the right clicks. Pulverized is going to be used, but Warmy's going to be able to get the dive in. The Swashbuckler comes in from range now as well, and he's not even going to be able to get himself back to the fountain. The death of the Primal Beast. It's the Chronosphere committed for the Lich, just to make it a full 5-man, and I think this is going to be GG, well played, being called here. Execration, they go down in this first game, and Army Geniuses look super impressive.
Very much. Like, the start of the game, Execration, I think they were getting a lot of what they wanted. Mid lane, Bob looked really good. Tino looked really good in the bottom lane. Palace, he was dying a little, but it's like, oh, it's okay, we're getting kills on DB as well. Like, it was not a fast hand of Midas. That was a slow hand of Midas for him, relatively speaking. But then, slowly, Army Genius, they're able to claw their way back. A few good Chronospheres, a couple of failed botch attempts on DB, and he just made it back. I mean, huge kudos to Bomi, by the way. 15-1 and 18 on this Marcy. Like, we haven't been talking about him this whole game, but he just absolutely delivered. Look at the damage. Look at what he's got. Sanjin Yash, he's got Daedalus, he's got Abyssal Blade, and amazing performance, honestly. Army Geniuses, they kept their composure. I kind of felt like their draft was better, and the way they played was just perfect. So, like, huge props to them.
Yeah, and that is going to be it for game number 1, but we do have a second game to come, and the most exciting game of the day, I think, that last game. So let's see if it can be topped in game number 2. But for now, we are going to be taking a quick break so we can take a breath, get some food, get some drink, and prepare ourselves for this final game of the day. So it's going to be about a 10-minute break, guys. Come back just after the hour, and we'll get ourselves into the final game of the day between Army Geniuses and Execration. Seriously, do not go anywhere. These games have been great, and this last one, if it follows on, it's going to be an absolute corker. We'll see you for the last game of the day in about 10 minutes.